Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back once again to my F1 My Team Career Mode. We are now at race number 20 of this Season 2 campaign. We are approaching the sunset races now. We've got 4 to go, including this one, and there's one thing I am very proud of. That is how much progress we have made in Season 2. But we're not done yet. We've got to keep moving forwards, and I am really pushing on to try and gain a position on Charles Leclerc in the championship. But we need 4 strong races to see the season out. So let's give it our best and let's go for it. We're starting off with qualifying for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and in Q1 we topped the timesheets, and even Dennis Hauger breaking himself into the top 10. So Hauger's really coming on strong in this closing stage of the season. Unfortunately, I do need a stronger teammate for Season 3, so we are considering options here. But for now, it's Q2. Can we get through Q2? And I think we can get through quite comfortably. This lap proving very good. I enjoy driving around this circuit very much. And Sao Paulo, well, it's one of the OG circuits. If you've been playing the F1 games as long as I have, you should know this circuit like the back of your hand. And we do indeed top timesheets in Q2. Can we make it a hat-trick then and gain pole position here? George Russell sets the bar at a 1:08.5, which is very, very fast. But we're going to go even faster than that. Can we do it? I believe we have. That is pole position for the sprint of this Brazilian Grand Prix. And while that's a great start, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's get ourselves ready for the race.
It's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Sparkles lines up on pole position with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Norris, Sainz, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Verstappen, Magnussen, Ocon, Stroll, Joe, Hauger, De Vries, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Albon, Oscar Piastri, Liam Lawson, and Logan Sargent. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
It's a short and sweet 12 laps here in this sprint race for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And it is lights out and away we go, but Leclerc does not get underway at all. He's already dropped out of the top 5 in this very short run to turn 1, but we have maintained P1. We are in the lead. Lando Norris is now in P2 in the McLaren, so he's gained a couple of places. Russell is 3rd, Pierre Gasly for Alpine 4th, and Carlos Sainz rounding out the top 5 at this stage. So Leclerc, he is going to be ruining that start. Meanwhile, we're now heading up the hill, and we are in a strong P1, but Lando Norris is not going to let us get away. And in fact, as we come to end lap 2, he's still within half a second. So he's going to have the DRS on us now in following laps. We've set the fastest lap, but Norris has stayed within that crucial 1 second zone, which means he is going to have DRS on us. Not helped by a little mistake we've made coming out of the center S. And now Norris is really on us. He's got to run. He's going to have a look down the inside. I'm going to cover, but Norris has got the inside line. I've tried to go around the outside. I've got a bit too deep. Norris has gone through. I'm now trying to stop George Russell from taking P2. Russell unable to take the position, and Lando Norris leads. But we're now going to have a little look here, maybe. No, Norris covers very early, but now we've got the DRS heading into lap 6. Norris covers the inside. I'm going around the outside, and Norris understeers, and he's gone into me. Norris getting understeer, going into me, and that's front wing damage. I've now gone into him coming out of the center S, and I'm trying to go around the outside. I'm in the lead, but the collision has happened. Drama here in Sao Paulo. I've gone wide. Lando Norris retakes the lead. Oh, he understeered into me in the first part of the Centre S, but the second part, I will concede that was me. I was trying to get back through to Brashley and we ended up banging wheels, but Lando Norris now leading, and with me nursing front wing damage, Norris is only going to pull away. He's already got 2.5 seconds. I'm now defending the likes of Russell, Sainz and Gasly. We've got a yellow flag behind us, so something's gone down. I didn't quite see what it was. And Carlos Sainz is right up my bit behind now as he tries to go around the outside, round the right-hander. That would be an incredible move if he pulled it off, but we're not letting that happen, although I have gone very deep. And Sainz is going to try once again to go around the outside, not letting that happen. We've covered off the Ferrari, and Russell and Gasly are now closing in to get involved with this fight. I am really struggling with the front wing damage. Norris has cleared off into the distance. He has checked out. Gasly's now got ahead of Russell, and Carlos Sainz might use this as a chance to get ahead of me, as I've got a bit of understeer round 3, and Sainz is through. We're now going to go down the inside, which Carlos gives us the room for, and somehow we get P2 back. Sainz got the move done, but then he just jinked across to try and get back on the racing line. I use that as an invitation. Sainz now trying to go around the outside of the right-hander again. This time, no such luck. I've understeered into him, and Sainz has taken damage. Oh, that was... I got too determined to hold on to P2, but the main benefactor from all that is now Pierre Gasly in the Alpine on this final lap, going from P4 up into P2. Pierre Gasly always seems to be a benefactor of drama in Brazil, eh? I'm just saying, 2019. Anyway, Lando Norris is the winner of this Brazilian Grand Prix sprint race. Pierre Gasly gets second. I hold on to third with a damaged wing. I didn't intend to go into Carlos. I just had understeer from trying so hard to retain the position with damage. But it's still a decent haul of points. And, well, predictably, Pierre Gasly is awarded Driver of the Day for the sprint race. And there you have it. The results are in. Let's have a look at the point scorers and who they are in this sprint race. Lando Norris taking... Oh, don't care about that. Lando Norris taking 8 points for McLaren. Gasly second. I'm third. Leclerc and Russell are 4th and 5th. Sainz down to 6th in the end. And then it's Perez and championship leader Alonso rounding out the top 8. And Max Verstappen just unable to score. Well, that's certainly going to make things very interesting moving forwards, isn't it? And Alonso carries on his championship lead, but it's just starting to shrink, and it's all building up to a grandstand finish to the season in the main championship.
Welcome along then to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the very final corner. Just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. We're racing to... It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, with Pierre Gasly alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sparkles, Leclerc, Russell, Sainz, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Verstappen, Stroll, Ocon, Bottas, Joe, De Vries, Sargent, Hulkenberg, Oscar Piastri, Albon, Liam Lawson, Tsunoda, Haugen, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. The last few races...
Here we go then, the Brazilian Grand Prix, 36 laps ahead of us now. What can we do? Can we improve on P3? It's lights out and away we go. We got away very nicely. Gasly, we're already ahead of him. We're having a dive up the inside of Norris into the Centre S, but Norris holding his own there and retaining the lead. Beautifully done. Pierre Gasly dropping to third. Leclerc is fourth. and Carlos Sainz making his way up to 5th. Norris, I wasn't sure if he was going to cover or not. Gasly definitely had a look there at trying to get past up into P2, sorry. But Gasly unable to get past, and in fact, that failed move might leave him vulnerable to Leclerc behind. But I've got eyes on Lando Norris dead ahead. What are we going to do? Have we got enough for a run into the Center S? Not quite yet. I'm going to try and stay with him and hopefully get the DRS, and then we can force our way past the McLaren. But so far, Norris leads. We're second. And you can see what the top 5 are. Sainz is dropping back a bit off Leclerc, but Leclerc, it looks like he's having a look at Pierre Gasly, and we're going to take a look at that now. Here comes Charles Leclerc on Pierre Gasly. Gasly, well, he's not really offering much defence there. He's just holding the line, and Leclerc trying to go around the outside. Is Gasly going to be able to hold off the Ferrari? He's doing a good job trying it so far, but I think Leclerc should have the inside, but Gasly sweeping around the outside and holding on to the position for now. Fairly defended Pierre, but next time round Leclerc should have more of an attack with the DRS down the inside, and this time Charles Leclerc is through and up into 3rd. What's going on with us though? We have stayed within the DRS just, and we should be getting the benefit of that now. Norris though trying to break away, but we're not letting him do that, and the DRS helping us get right back within the gap we need to try and overtake Norris. And I'm trying to build a run here, and it's all dependent on our run out of the long sweeping turn 3, but it's just not happening. We're not getting that close to Norris. However, this time round we start our run ever closer. This is the closest we've been, and this is going to give us a great chance to have a go. Norris getting ready to defend, and he doesn't have anything to offer though when we get there. A straightforward dive bomb up the inside into turn 1, exactly what the doctor ordered. It looked like Norris was going to get ready to defend, but then he just offered nothing. He just left the door wide open. I took the opportunity, and there you go. We are into the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. But as our tyres start losing their life, Lando Norris on the soft somehow looking better than us, as he's going to try and go around the outside of the long sweeper there, but that's never a move that was going to work, although we've gone deep, and now Norris is going to have a go, and in fact he is alongside us. I'm trying to be respectful and give him the space, but eventually Norris backs out and we have retained the lead. However, pit stops could be critical here, and with Norris on the soft tyre, he could pit any lap now, and unfortunately he pitted a lap before us, which has forced me to react to that stop. We're in and out as quickly as we possibly can be, but unfortunately that 1 lap worth of undercut on the medium tyres, new medium tyres versus old and dead medium tyres, no contest. Norris gets the undercut. And undercut? What is an undercut? I've no idea what that is. If someone has a definition for undercut, then please let me know in the comments below. But Norris getting the undercut and taking the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix back. And now I've got Charles Leclerc coming right at me. He's got an advantage as well on brand new medium tyres. These hard tyres are taking a while to get up to temperature, and Charles Leclerc has got a run on me heading into the Center S. What can I do to defend? I put my car to the inside. Leclerc's simply going to have to find another way as we park it in the middle of the circuit, but we didn't get the run out of the Center S that we needed, and that is going to allow Charles Leclerc a run. Is he going to take it? No. I think he got compromised himself too. So for now, we hold P2 ahead of the Ferrari, but Lando Norris is disappearing up the road, and if I carry on fighting Leclerc for too long, we're not really going to have any chance at catching him. Look, here comes Leclerc now. I try to defend, but defence is futile. The Ferrari is forcing himself up the inside. I'm on the outside here. Oh, banging wheels, and I nearly go wide. Somehow retaining the position, but Leclerc is not giving up, and again we've lost another second fighting him. This time Leclerc easily getting through. I am going to try and hold out around the outside again, but Charles Leclerc this time is through. And like I said, I'm just losing time to Norris fighting him, so I'm going to have to play a longer game here and wait for the hard tyres to come to me. But, well, I mean, I don't know why I tried that. I really thought that could work out. It didn't in the end, and Leclerc now in P2. And I'm going to have to hope now that we can find a way past the Ferrari driver. Leclerc is not going to be easy to pass, but if I can bide my time, he might bring me a bit closer to Norris, as we now use the DRS to close in and try and stay close. But look at that, Norris is already 5 seconds up the road, and Max Verstappen's now having a look at me, so I think the biding time plan might not be as good as originally thought, especially with Verstappen now snapping at my heels. So it's a case of, do I bide my time, let Leclerc bring me closer, or do I just get on with it? Next lap comes around and Leclerc is not pulling away, so I've chosen the just get on with it approach. And here we go, we're right behind Leclerc now as I try to go for my favourite overtaking move around here. But Leclerc has it covered. Look, we're now round the outside here. Leclerc still has it covered as I take the inside for the next corner. I'm trying to avoid a collision. Leclerc's hanging it out around the outside. The Monegasque is not going to let this go easy. And we now try and attack him into Yungsao. No way through there, but we are going to have a great run into the Senna S. Look how close we are. Overtake, DRS, let's go. Let's try not to hit the grass and lose it. We nearly did. Leclerc going very defensive, but we're going to have the move done here. No, we're not. Leclerc braking that bit later. He broke so late there and was able to keep the position. That was brilliant from Charles Leclerc. But now we're going to have DRS yet again, and we're going to go down the inside of the Ferrari, this time getting it done. And Verstappen following through, so Max Verstappen up into third. Carlos Sainz also following through, so Leclerc must have made a bit of a mistake there. Lance Stroll is now out of the race. I'm not quite sure what happened to him. And a couple of laps later, we're going to see Sergio Perez drop out of the race. There we go, Perez out of the race, blowing up in the face of a Mercedes, and that is the Red Bull pulling off to retire. Oh dear, Perez just cannot catch a break. Right, we're now watching Fernando Alonso in P10, trying to make his way forward. We're currently watching Russell, who was racing the ailing Perez at the time. And is this going to be Fernando Alonso trying to get them both? Or are we just watching Perez and Russell have a go? We're currently seeing Perez and Russell side by side. Perez holding it. We know he's going to retire. And Fernando Alonso just wanting a look. It's a dismal race for the championship leader. And so far, it's looking better for Sainz and Verstappen. But here is Fernando Alonso getting past George Russell. I think Russell must have a problem with his car, because he is very slow at this stage of the race. Alonso now on his way. We know that Sergio Perez retires, and now this is Fernando Alonso going after P7 on Esteban Ocon, trying to go around the outside. Ocon not letting that one go easily. We all know what's happened with Ocon here in that corner in history, but Alonso tucking back for now. He's going to get another helping of DRS just here. Is he going to attack for it? No, Alonso not really going for it. He's going to have to wait until the next lap, but he's going to get a run here. Look how close he is to Ocon. Once that DRS is activated, I fear Ocon may be a sitting duck. Down the inside, Fernando goes, and that is into P7. And Ocon trying to fight it, but resistance is futile. And Fernando Alonso doing a good damage limitation here, as we now watch Carlos Sainz trying to go for Max Verstappen. He wants to force his way into the championship fight here. It's not over yet for Carlos, and that P3 will help him greatly. But for us, it looks like it's going to be P2. we have been closing in on Lando by a few tenths a lap every lap, but it just wasn't enough today. If we had 2 more laps, I feel like we could have had Lando, but P2, still a very strong result. Still another podium. Charles Leclerc will take fastest lap. Lando Norris takes a win here, but for us, it's P2, another podium, and another very decent haul of points.
We're really happy with the podium down here, so well done. Yes.
McLaren have pulled it off. They've won in spectacular fashion here today. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure. And no doubt, they'll be celebrating tonight.
Not too shabby a race weekend for us then. 3rd in the sprint and 2nd in the main race. 24 points overall from the weekend. Really not too shabby at all. I will quite happily take that. But Lando Norris, he was just untouchable all throughout, wasn't he? Nobody was getting anywhere near him. We got 2nd though. Sainz getting himself onto the podium. Verstappen 4th. Then it's Leclerc, Gasly, Alonso, Ocon, Russell and Nick de Vries scoring another point for Aston Martin. But it's been quite a disappointing season for him overall. When you look at where Alonso is and look at where de Vries is, it's a bit of a nightmare really, isn't it, that de Vries has had. But Carlos Sainz now within 14 points of the championship. And Russell and Verstappen both within 20. We've got 4 drivers that have the potential of winning this going into the final 3 races. Game on. And Red Bull looking not so comfortable in the lead of the constructors anymore because Ferrari are really closing in. And Aston Martin, well, it's got to be honest, Fernando Alonso is carrying that team. Well, thank you for watching this installment of Career Mode. Don't forget to leave a like and hit the subscribe button. Until the next time, TTFN guys, ta-ta for now. Take care.